I'm Taylor Zarzour, and this is the OTP. I always hesitate when I assume that you're better rested than me because you do have little ones in the house, so I don't know what happens if they come in and ask Mom for something at 4 a.m. But
nope, they slept. I am better rested than you. I love a trip to California, but whoo-wee, these are doozies on the way home.
Yeah, they are, and it's interesting. Every 12 years, the Tennessee Titans and the AFC South play the AFC West and the NFC West in the same year.
Yep.
And I'm so thrilled that it was in my first year. And we made 4 West Coast trips, but we've done it.
It's over now.
It's over now, yes.
It's like when the cicadas come out, every 40 years.
Right.
It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's brutal.
Locusts, cicadas, and going
West Coast travel.
and 4 West Coast trips.
Yeah.
Most years, including next year, the Titans will take 1 West Coast trip. We actually already know it's going to be at Las Vegas. You can look at the schedule and figure that out. We don't know when it will be yet, but we know that that will be their West Coast trip next year, and that will be the 1 West Coast trip they take next year.
And that's fantastic.
Yes.
It's a great trip.
And, listen, it's a beautiful place. That stadium, Levi Stadium, beautiful spot. You were there 8 years ago, the last time the Titans played there. It's an outstanding stadium. It's where the Super Bowl 60 will be in February. And having said all of that, it's nowhere close to San Francisco.
No, it is not. Not even a little bit. It's a stone's throw in the other direction. Phoenix is kind of it's not in Phoenix,
right,
but it's Phoenix adjacent.
That's
so
right.
You kind of make it work. This is not even in the same area code. Why are we doing this?
It's interesting that you said that because that was exactly where I was going to go. If you go to downtown Phoenix for all the activations for the Super Bowl or national championship, then 30, 45 minutes away is Glendale.
Right.
Where the stadium is, the house that Mac built. Yes.
Yeah.
If you're in San Francisco where all the Super Bowl activations are going to be Radio Row, etc. Okay, now let's go to the game. An hour and a half away is Levi Stadium. But it is a beautiful spot. The marine layer stayed with us until about halftime. Then it finally burned off, and it was beautiful for a couple hours until darkness hit. But it was a delightful day while you were freezing here in Nashville with temperatures in the teens.
Yeah.
We had temperatures in the high 50s, which was very nice.
Oh, yeah. It was quite cold here. Low single digit feels like temps. It was quite frosty here in Nashville, and really enjoyed talking to my in-laws who live in Florida about their weather. That was dumb, but it was cold, but I think we're trending in the right direction. So when the Titans host the Chiefs on Sunday, might be pushing 60. Hey.
Ooh, I like that very much.
Balmy.
We'll get to the Titans and Chiefs coming up with Mike McCoy. There's a lot to say about that game. Amy, as for this game, the Titans defensively have really been playing good football through the majority of the season and especially in the last month. And it's been the offense that needed to catch up. Recently, you've seen the running game activated with Tony Pollard, who again had a great game in this one. The unfortunate thing for the Titans is the injury bug bit the Titans in this game, especially at one position, at the safety spot where 3 safeties went down early in the game. And I'm talking about Mike Brown on the first play on the kickoff. He was injured. And then early in the first quarter, Xavier Woods and Kevin Winston, the rookie out of Penn State, all were banged up. As the game went on, Cedric Gray, who had 16 more tackles and is second in the National Football League overall in tackles this season, he was injured late in the game. So a lot of injuries defensively to the Titans, which is part of the reason why the 49ers had so much success offensively.
And that makes it so hard. I feel for everybody who was working on that broadcast, but our friend Will Bowling was probably just back and forth. And it's hard to even keep track when guys are going down almost what feels like one after another, especially on one side of the ball. It can be frustrating for a sideline reporter because a lot of times in a position group when someone goes down who obviously would have a lot of guys are kind of buzzing around in that area and like making sure their guy's okay, and they're all kind of talking about it. So when someone goes down, the whole position sometimes will kind of shift in that direction. So when there's multiple people hurt in that position, you almost can't differentiate like who's just hanging out, who's got a problem. The tent never really goes down, so you've got one guy in, one guy out, like a very popular bar. Like you're just, people are cycling through. And so it's hard to keep up with what's going on because there's not like if it's offense and defense, you've got like very different body types, very different sides that they're coming from. There's more of a passage from one side to the other. And so it's a little bit easier to keep everybody straight, kind of who's who in the zoo. It's tricky just to report on that and keep tabs on everybody and their injury status when they're all in the same group. So I felt for you guys a little bit on the broadcast, but you handled it very well. It didn't seem chaotic. But it's hard on the football field, too.
Yes.
I mean, it's hard to adjust. You can only have so many guys active at each spot. You're only allowed to have so many guys on the field, and nobody plans for, okay, what do we do if 3 of our safeties all get hurt at the same time? There is no plan for that. You just got to figure it out. And so the Titans, I mean, frankly, did the best they could, and there's no excuses, and there's no moral victories, and you want to play a clean game. You want to play well. You want to perform at a high level. But on the other hand, I mean, at some point, you've just got to do the best you can.
Yeah, and that's all you – I mean, you think of it. Kendall Brooks has been a special teamer for the Titans all season. I mean, he played the entire game because of one of those injuries. Kaiir Elam, a former first-round pick for the Buffalo Bills, has been a Titan for a couple of weeks, and he has been basically a special teamer if he even got in the game, and he played basically the entire game because of what you just said. So 2 guys that were I know you expect to always play the entire game. You prepare to play the entire game. But let's be honest, neither one of them have been playing entire games, and they played 60 minutes of football on Sunday
against a lot of
the
snaps.
San Francisco 49ers. So, yeah, that's a big deal. I'm sure you've got the snaps in there in your booklet that you're looking at right now for Elam and for Brooks this past weekend. So, yeah, that was a big factor when you lose all those guys in the secondary. And listen, Brock Purdy played a great game for the 49ers on offense. Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. George Kittle at tight end. The former Tennessee Volunteer, Jawan Jennings, had a big game. And they were going up against some Titans backups in the secondary.
Brooks played 76% of the defensive snaps. That's 56 snaps. Elam a little bit less, 32% of the defensive snaps. That's 24. But still, if you've been predominantly a team's player, I mean, that's a lot of snaps.
Yeah, it is. And, of course, they had different packages in the games the Titans did in terms of how many guys in the secondary were out there on the field at certain times. But, yeah, that was a big factor, and I know that's something we'll talk to Coach McCoy about. We'll also talk to Coach McCoy about Patrick Mahomes, who will not be in Nashville, Tennessee on Sunday. And what a bummer for the Kansas City Chiefs, who are now 6-8, eliminated from playoff contention. Obviously, you worry about your own team, but the Chiefs will be without Patrick Mahomes, and that'll be hard to get used to, Amy, because you could argue he's the face of the National Football League in this decade.
Yeah, you hate to see a guy go down like that, especially so late in the season, because now you know their entire offseason will be about this thing.
Yes.
And you hate that for a guy. Hate to see it. Just everything about it is just hard, especially someone who's that high profile. So definitely an awful injury. But now we've got what seems like the Gardner Minshew experience coming to Nashville. So get your tickets, boys and girls. It's going to be a wild ride. The man can sling it now.
He can.
The man can sling it.
Yes, he can. And I know how badly the Titans want a home win. That's the first thing that Coach McCoy talked about in our post-game interview is how badly he wants to win for the people of Nashville, Tennessee.
Absolutely. Would love to get a home win, especially late in the season. It's another one of those building blocks that the Titans have yet to hit this season with this group of people, and that's, okay, we've won a couple. The next step is winning at home. Yeah. That's a big deal, and it's different. Winning at home feels different than winning on the road. And so to be able to get over that hump, have that experience, help this team learn how to do it, it's another building block on the road to creating this foundation.
Coming up, Titans head coach Mike McCoy joins us. But first, the pinnacle moment of the game. That was a lot of fun. Maybe my favorite play of the entire year. Pinnacle Bank, the official bank of your Tennessee Titans. Sign up for Titans Banking exclusively at Pinnacle. Visit titansbanking.com, member FDIC. In the last few minutes with you, Amy, I strategically waited to do the pinnacle moment of the game so we could talk about it. So there are 2 or 3 times a year in the booth where everybody starts going crazy because of something that's about to happen on the field. Mm-hmm. Now, I always have a trusted spotter and or stats person with me.
Right.
And those people are Kevin Maloney.
Right.
As we were calling him, California Kevin Maloney. He was originally born in California.
Yeah.
So he was, Joseph Bonanno, our engineer, was calling him Cali Kevin all weekend.
That's okay. That checks. That fits him.
You like that? And then we have Rhett Bryan, of course, our executive producer, host, who does everything, but also helps me with my board. And he'll point at who made the tackle. Kevin will help me with, okay, Tony Pollard's in. No, hey, Tony's out. Tajay Spears is coming in. Mm-hmm. Khalil Mullings is coming in to get us a first down. He'll move. He puts a dime on my board, and he'll move the dime to which running back is in the game. Well, before the goal line play at the 1-yard line, a couple of times a year, something will happen on the field, and people will go crazy. Instead of moving a dime, they'll just shake me, okay? So Kevin Maloney gets up from his chair and shakes me. And I'm like, what? And he goes, Jeff Simmons, Jeff's on the field. And I look out there, and there's number 98 lined up at fullback in front of Tony Pollard. Now, of course, a couple of years ago in Jacksonville, Jeff had a touchdown catch, and now Jeff has 2 receptions in his career for 2 touchdowns, and that was one of the best moments of the year for our Titans radio team.
This is something. So, similar story. I'm watching the game at home, of course. We have all 4 of our children in our home, so there's a lot going on. I look up. Jeff is on the field, and I was like, everybody stop. Jeff is on offense. Like, I need you all to stop moving for a second because I need this to work. We've seen them practice it. We kind of know what's going because we have that inside look, but so we're waiting, and it takes a minute for the play to develop. Like, yes. God bless Cam Ward for hanging in there with it because we all wanted this moment. TZ. It was the loudest my home has been during a sporting event all season. College, professional, high school, doesn't matter. We lost our minds when Jeff made that catch. It was so exciting because we know that Jeff for years has been saying, give me the ball, give me the ball. And we know he has one, but it didn't like scratch the itch enough. So he's constantly talked about it. So getting the man what he wants, and it was a thing of beauty, but like getting 4 people to stop moving all at the same time, like 4 wiggly people.
That might be more impressive than Simmons catching the touchdown pass. That's extremely well done.
Nobody move, nobody talk. I need to watch Jeffery Simmons work here.
I love it. I love that your house was going so nuts.
It was bananas.
The visiting radio booth at Levi Stadium was as well, and you heard it. I mean, there in the call. And I just love Coach Mack. He's just the best. I know everybody loves Coach Mack, but I just adore this man. And his call, his analysis of that call, first he just laughs like you're doing there. That is his immediate reaction. And then he says, hell yeah.
Yep. That's Mack. That's Mack in a nutshell.
I love it.
There it is.
So good. So good. Well, that was a fun moment. I'd love to see some more fun moments like that result in victories for the Titans. And again, as you said, the Kansas City Chiefs coming to town on Sunday, and then the New Orleans Saints the Sunday after that on December 28th, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars to finish the season in Jacksonville. But a home win is absolutely what the objective is now, and you'll be back on the Pinnacle sidelines this weekend, Amy.
I sure will. I'm very excited about it. Looking forward to this game. Looking forward to you guys being back home. I like it when all my chickens are close by.
Yes.
So let's just keep everybody here for a weekend.
Let's do it 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
During the holidays. Thank you, Aim. You're the best.
Of course.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans. Little Caesars is the official pizza partner of your Tennessee Titans. Download the Little Caesars app and get your favorites delivered today. Delivery fees apply. Now back to the OTP.
Coach, hard-fought game against the San Francisco 49ers. There's a lot to unpack here. Just what were your overall thoughts now that you've had almost 24 hours to think about it?
Well, it's kind of unfortunate the way it all kind of finished up at the end of the game. We didn't get off to a fast start like we wanted to. In any phase, in either quarter, in the first half or second half, and then against a good football team that's very efficient both offensively and defensively, how they play, we didn't make enough plays to win the game. And defensively we didn't get off the field, and offensively we didn't sustain enough drives. And with the 3 and outs there at early in the game and early in the second half, that played a big part in the game.
Yeah, and you referenced those beginning of the game offensive series. You did have a lot of success moving the football effectively after that first drive, and you have had success the 4 games prior to this one getting off to good starts, just not this time.
Yeah, that's one of those things that happens. They've done a nice job early in games. The past couple weeks, obviously last week in Cleveland you get the touchdown, but then all of a sudden against a good team you go 3 and out to start it. And they go down and get a touchdown, things like that. That's something we got to look at and say, hey, we got to do a better job there. And that's going to happen from time to time. But that was a big key going into the game, getting a fast start.
You have each and every press conference that you have done this season started each of them by giving a health update. I have not asked you to do that on the radio yet, but if you would, please do that, because obviously there were a significant amount of injuries in the game.
Yeah, that's kind of tough when you lose the 3 secondary guys. In the first 2 series of the game, obviously one happened in the kicking game, and then, each series, you go Kevin, then you go X gets down, and it's tough because then your game plan somewhat changes on the back end because you have certain plays or certain packages designed, certain pressures designed, and now, you don't have those guys, so it kind of completely changes everything. So it was tough, and it's all part of the game, and you have one of those every so often that you lose other, not usually 3 secondary guys, but there are injury games. And then obviously later in the game, Zeitler went down, and then Sed goes down. And so it's all part of it. It's the next man up mentality you have to have, and you just keep rolling.
And you will specifically update their availability or health later in the week.
Yeah, there's it's not a normal Monday because all the testing that's getting done with all the guys that went down. So it's only been a couple hours out since we've all been home and getting all the updates. So the next 24 hours we'll make some decisions.
Coach, it certainly had an impact. It's not an excuse, but when you're missing 3 safeties in the game, San Francisco and their offense and how effective they were in the game against guys that have not been playing full games for the Titans, that have been special teams contributors, that had to have an impact.
Well, the good thing was that Marcus has been in the nickel position before we put him back out at corner, so that was nice to be able to put him back in there and doing some things. But you always want guys to be able to practice on what they're doing. And when you don't have it, the communication and all those little things you talk about, the reps together, things like that. So there's some little things you can do better, but it's all part of the game. So we just kind of keep rolling.
Yeah, Kyer Elam and Kendall Brooks, as an example, played a lot of snaps in this game for you. And hopefully if they get a chance this week, they, as you said, will have a normal week of practice getting all of those reps.
Yeah, it always helps to get the reps and, the communication, playing the back, just seeing the patterns and everything you're going to need to do, all the little, the indicators you have, formation, all that, and just playing together. That's, people don't think about that all the time, but it's it's like offensive linemen and defensive linemen. When you work together, all the pick stunts, all the games, all the blocking schemes offensively, it's a lot easier to go out there and be successful when you've been doing it time and time again together.
We hope for good news for Cedric Gray this week. As you referenced, 16 more tackles in the game, Coach, one of the top tacklers in the National Football League.
Yeah, once he was given the opportunity to be in that position, he's never looked back, and give him all the credit in the world for the way he's been playing all year long. So it's not shocking week in and week out when you see him in the teens with tackles, but he's done a really nice job for us this year.
Jeffery Simmons. I mean, need we say more? The strip sack to get the football in good field position for the Titans after Van Jefferson makes an unbelievable catch, sacrificing his body. You put Simmons in the game on offense at fullback, and he scores a touchdown.
I don't know what route you want to call that, but just the ad-lib part of it. I mean, just two great players, Cam and Jeff, scrambling around, and I think we might have to expand Jeff's route tree. I mean, those are some natural hands that he caught that ball.
He really did.
He's caught a couple balls, in practice that Cam kind of screw around with him and throw a missile at him, and he just snatches the ball, just very natural. But, it just goes to show what a great player he is. Defensively getting the turnover for us and then coming out there. And, players make plays, and the great ones play great. And that's just another example offensively, him going out there and just natural athletic ability of being able to, the scramble, the Cam's going to the right, and Jeff works the back end line. And what a great throw, what a great play. And it was just great to see someone like that get an opportunity to do that.
You know what's going to happen now. He's going to come stand next to you in these in the next couple of games on offense.
Hey, Jeff does that. Jeff's a competitor. He wants to win. There's been times during the year that he had an opportunity to play in the goal line, and I've heard behind me as the offense is out there, if it's on the 1 yard line, we're going goal line, and we're running behind me, or we're going to throw the pass to him like he just had. It just worked out a little bit different. But, hey, some of the best plays in football are all those ad-libs, and how you create plays sometimes is a breakdown. All of a sudden, like, hey, if we just run it this way, it might be a little better. So it was great to see.
And, of course, Cam throwing against his body, which we've seen a number of times this year. Guy has got a cannon for an arm. How did you think he played overall in the game, Coach?
Cam did a nice job. Obviously, he's going to want the one play at the end of the halfback. We had the double move there to Van that we missed. But I think that, the way we ran the ball once again and the protection, that's – the protection part is that when you start running the ball like we have the last 2 weeks, it's going to help the protections, because now guys aren't just peeling their ears back and running up the field. But he was efficient. We didn't have any turnovers, no sacks, so that's a great thing. But he did a nice job, especially with his feet once again outside the pocket, making some plays for us. So good performance for him.
And Tony Pollard, as you just said, over 100 yards for the second straight week.
Yeah, you give it to him enough, that's what he's going to do. And it's those little runs that become big runs as the game goes on. So just so happy for Tony, because I know during the year when you only get the ball so many times earlier through the first 7-8 weeks of a season, it gets frustrating because they all want the ball. All the talented players, they want the receivers want the ball every play. Backs want to get X number of carries, but just very pleased, really, with just happy for the entire offense, the way we run the football the past couple weeks.
Yeah, and he's done such a great job of taking care of himself this year, and obviously is running so well in these recent weeks. And so that was a bright spot. Gunnar Helm, another touchdown catch on a long touchdown throw by Cam Ward.
Yeah, it was a great play design. We talked about it all week long, how it could happen, and it worked out perfect. He did a great job of slipping inside the defender on him and then running the big sail route for him, and Cam put it on him like he had to, and that's the way those plays are supposed to work out. So it was a big play for the offense, not to score, as close, a little further out. Someone made the comment a couple weeks ago about all the touchdowns have been, at this area of the field. Now we're making some explosive plays for touchdowns, which is great to see.
One more person I wanted to shout out in this game was Kalel Mullings, who came in on a 4th down and 1. You gave him the football. He broke a tackle on his first carry in the National Football League, converts a first down.
Yeah, there are a lot of people watching on the sideline. It's great to see him out there. Unfortunately, he's had some injuries in the first year here, but he just works extremely hard. So it's always great when you can see those guys go out there and perform and do what they're supposed to do. So excited for him, and it was a great opportunity for him to go out there in a 4th down situation and get a first down for us.
Coach, before we flip the script and talk about the Kansas City Chiefs being back here in Nashville and your preparation for this week, again, I know it was basically a home game for you, given where you were from right there in the Bay Area, and having a game at Levi Stadium I know was important to the McCoy crew. Yeah,
one thing I need to clarify, though, I went to San Marin High School. I did not go to Novato High School, and I think Drew and on the air said, Novato High School, so I had a bunch of friends text me last night. You did not go to – you went to San Marin High School, so just make sure everyone knows that. But no, it was great to see the family. My entire family that lives in California and lives in the Bay Area, I got to see them, and a couple friends from high school. But it was just great to be back home and see everybody.
We have Mr. Breeze's back on the radio. We had you covered there with the
Thank
proper
you.
high school and where you're from, and also as you told us on the pregame show, all of the experience you had at Candlestick Park as a kid. That was cool to listen to as well.
I know Drew, and I don't know who said it on live TV. I don't know that, but I know if we said the wrong high school for him,
he would get a lot of attention.
There'd be a lot of attention. There's some players that have come out of that high school, so.
Is that a rivalry, by the way?
No, It is what it is.
No, I just meant between the high schools.
Oh yeah, that's crosstown school. And,
okay.
I did not. I live in Novato, but I went to San Marin High School.
Okay, yeah. I think all of us understand the rivalries that come with those high schools. So we have your back there, Coach, and I know that was a fun experience to be back home. I know you wish you could have gotten to win. The Super Bowl is out there.
Well,
Coach.
actually, a funny thing is, so I'm coming out at the beginning of the second half, and I'm doing the interview coming off the field, and as soon as the interview's done, I run on the field, and all of a sudden, here comes some dude coming from the opposite sideline, and he grabs me and gonna tackle me, and it's my best friend from high school, Brett Carolyn, and obviously he was we played high school football together, and then he played for the 49ers, but he was there for the Brent Jones deal, and so it's like what a small world, but it's great to see Brett also.
That's cool. And, yes, Brent Jones, a lifelong Bay Area guy, was recognized and put into the 49ers Hall of Fame at halftime. Now you get to come home to Nashville, Tennessee. And I love in our post-game conversation that we had right after the game, Coach, you immediately turned your attention to wanting to win a football game at home for Tennessee Titans fans. Yeah,
it's critical. It's you love your fans. You want to win for them. You always say, as a team, you got to win at home, and that's one big thing. So that's a big goal coming in this week. Kansas City, a really good team coming into town. We got to win this one at home, and it's getting late in the year. Obviously, there's only a couple weeks left, so it's important for us to win this next one at home.
I know the preparation might be a bit different this week with no Patrick Mahomes playing in the game. I would expect Gardner Minshew would start at quarterback. He came in and finished the game for the Chiefs in their loss to the Chargers on Sunday. That's going to take some getting used to, I think, for football fans across the world, Coach, is the Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's really an unfortunate situation. We wish nothing but the best for Pat and a speedy recovery, and we know with who he is, he'll be back stronger than ever. But this is the bad part of the business. I think not only what Pat means to the Chiefs organization, but what he means to the NFL. He's such a good person. What he's done for so many other, not just the football world, but so many people out in the communities, and he's a top-notch guy. So you just feel for him and his family. You know what the game means to him. This is the bad part of the business. You never want to see anyone get hurt, especially something like this late in the season. So we wish him nothing but the best. But this is a tough one for everybody around the league. Anytime you see one of the stars and one of the key figures, key players of the league, it just stinks. You feel for everybody.
You definitely do. And finally, I wanted to close with this: is you started this conversation by talking about having a next man up mentality in the National Football League when you have injuries like the Titans had to deal with this past week, and you just referred to Mahomes' injury. I think fans across the world are shocked when they see Micah Parsons go down for the Packers or Mahomes go down for the Chiefs. How does an NFL organization handle that, Coach? Because doesn't seem like it's something you really ever address. You have to move on.
Well, you have to, but you mentioned him and Mike. Those are two of the best players in the league. You can't replace them.
Yeah,
you can't. There's no possible way to. What Pat has done for that entire organization, what he's done for the entire NFL. Those guys don't come around very often, and it's really hard, but. As an organization, you have to move on, and I'm saying that it's not easy to. And when you get in a situation like that, it's not going to be just the quarterback, but it's so many other people. It's the rest of the entire team has to pick their game up because you can't replace somebody like that.
Right.
All the ad lib, the leadership, everything what he means. Just knowing when he walks out there and he's next to you, he's in your huddle. Of what that player means, because when Pat Mahomes is playing, you always have a chance to win, regardless what the score is, regardless of what it is. And you just, you listen to some of his press conferences and just his attitude, his love for the game, what it means. It's just, every Sunday you got a chance playing with this guy and what it means to him and what a good person he is. You see other guys get injured and you talk about, his love for his teammates and other players in the league. It's just, this is a hard one. It really is. It sucks.
Yeah, and I appreciate you peeling the curtain back a little bit. You have to be present and move on. If you're the Titans this week, knowing that you have some injuries to deal with, especially on defense, you have to move on with who you've got.
Well, no one's going to feel sorry for you on Sundays. Everyone's trying to get, regardless of who's playing, they're trying to go out and beat you, and that's what it's all about. You're playing the next game, regardless of who you're playing against, and you're trying to get a win. So it's the same for everybody in the league.
Great perspective, Coach. Thanks for your time today. Have a great week of practice.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Hey, football fans, satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers, and you could win sweet prizes this NFL season. Visit snickers.com/halftime to enter and view the official rules. Pick up Snickers at a Kroger near you.
When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud, or block the TV, or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans.
Titans fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Tighten Up and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Titans games or to any live event in Nashville, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Tennessee Titans.
Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up.
I'm Taylor Zarzour. This has been the OTP.